the first Clientown live experience. This is the maiden voyage, and fortunately, I've got some good people here with me. So if it completely falls off the cliff, then they're going to come with me. And I'm just kidding about that, Jason and Dennis. But I've got Jason here with me. Jason and I went to high school together, and he recently joined my real estate team here in Charleston, South Carolina. And Jason and I are making videos. And as you may or may not know, Dennis, we've got you here as well, and also Penny. But a big part of Clientown is helping people with video. And today I thought I would just jump into a tour that Jason and I are building so we can just kind of answer questions and make sure you guys are feeling good about where we are in this whole process and whatever we can do to help you. Is that all right with everyone?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So I'm going to share my screen here. Can everybody see my screen?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Getting there? How are we doing with it? Anybody seeing it yet?
No.
Huh. Okay, well, you guys may not be able to see it, but I think it's going to actually share. So let me just see. What can I do? And again, this is not live for this purpose. So let me see here. What does this look like? Automatically share screen. So you guys are not seeing the screen.
Yeah, we're just seeing you.
Okay. Just seeing me. How about...
Well, and us, or at least I can.
And you. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we'll get it going here. So I am sharing the screen.
There it is.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the website. Not what I wanted to share, but let me share a different screen. Here it is right here. Tell me if you can see this one, the dark blue.
Yes. Yep.
You guys see it? Okay, great.
Yep.
Yeah. So Dennis and Penny, so you guys, Penny, you came on as a big city user. And one of the things we want to do is make sure that you're up and running. And Dennis, I know you're kind of here to help with the tech side for Penny. So we appreciate that. And so I thought we would just go through a tour that we're building. Have you had a chance to dig into making any tours for your market, Penny?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how did that go? Well, you made a couple right off the bat, didn't you?
Yes, I did. One that was just really a test and just playing around, and then one that that can be fully functional.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Great. How many stops roughly do you have on it?
3, 4, 5, something like that.
Okay.
I have to look,
All right.
but yeah.
Okay. Well, did you happen to add any media or anything like that, or just stops, or?
I actually did pictures as well, like the stock photos, and then one time I actually downloaded from the internet, like one of the stops was Six Flags Great America, which is a theme park, and so I actually used the image that I got from downloading off the internet. So yeah, so I've done that, but nothing else, no videos yet.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I guess we're due to talk about that sometime soon as well, which is great, and we can certainly go over any of that today as well. So again, I thought I would just show you kind of the project that Jason and I are working on. And I'm going to add a stop as well. But this is, as you realize, this is the landing page. And the idea of My Town Tours is to generate warm leads, and rather than calling cold leads from Zillow or Realtor.com, but to actually position your business to attract people instead of having to chase people. And that's a much friendlier way to do real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons I think Jason came on with me. Wouldn't you say, Jason?
Oh yeah, absolutely. My background, I'm in year 5 in real estate, and my background has just been a lot of cold calling. prospecting from lists of second homeowners or people with investment properties, and you know, it's just a whole different experience from a, you know, obviously when you're cold calling, you need to have thick skin and not let it get to you. But I've had some pretty rough things said to me over the years, and this different mindset or shift in this is just remarkable. It's like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've made a video with you, Jason. Let me turn off these interruptions on my computer. Sorry about all the dinging, guys.
No problem.
But yeah, so Jason's sitting in his new studio that we, you know, fortunately he's here in Charleston, and we were able to outfit his, or help him outfit his studio. So kind of Jason went all in on big city. He got cameras and lights and the whole thing, and we've, you know, made some videos with him. So which does bring up a point. You know, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to get this video thing going. I mean, obviously, you know, you've got it right in your pocket, but I'm a big fan of, you know, nice quality image, and good audio is very important as well. But let me just share my screen one more time with you guys, and I'll show you kind of what we're working on, and stop me at any time. But so this is what we're planning on doing now, within the next 2 weeks, hopefully sooner, is we are going to launch this Understand Charleston tour. And this is kind of what the landing page looks like. And so it's the whole area. And we've got a total, it's been a little bit of a, not challenge, but a decision-making process, because there's so many things we could show in a tour. We've got 20 stops. That's sort of the maximum. I know, Penny, I told you that we increased it to 30. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we increased it to 30, but technically that's going to cause some load time issues. So I think we're going to keep it down to 20.
Okay.
And you've got one with 4 now, 5 now. So it might be a series of tours that you make. But
Yeah.
a 20 stop tour, that's pretty significant. So anyway, what we did is we're using this form here that we made, which is a really quick form. It's price, timeline, and schools. And I wanted to, let me back up here for a second. I wanted to try, especially, let me edit this one here. So, you know, the first question, and this is the opt-in form: how familiar are you with Charleston? I decided to make this like push button simple. So you could either set up something to type in an answer, or multiple choice. I like the single select, so that's what I went with. And you'll see we've got pretty simple, like, are schools important? Yes or no. Your desired price point. And this was sort of a big decision where it's like, let's make it really simple. And I may change this, but I just went more than 500 or less than 500. And, you know, the point of all of these questions is to really make it easy for someone to give you this information that you need. Anyway, now we know, you know, that they have kids. If they say yes to this question, what their price point is. And so we decided, like, I want 3 simple questions for this particular form, but we can go deeper and make it 20 questions if we wanted to. Let me move on to the next step. So where I was in this journey, so Jason and I have been going around. So we first mapped out our stops, and you can see them kind of all on the map here. And when you're adding a stop, you could actually make it really bare bones. You could just add the stop, and this one already has all the stops. But so, for example, all you really have to do is step 1 here. But I feel like there's so much opportunity. It takes a little bit of time, but there's so much opportunity to really give a very media-rich tour. So let me go to this stop I just added, which is called Ion. And I'm going to upload a couple of photos. And do feel free to stop me at any point if you have a question on any of this stuff. Okay. Let's see, we got the waterfront park. We've already got 20 stops on this one. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to open this up and delete it, and then just add Ion. Okay, so There we go. And this gave me the ability to add one more stop. Okay, so as I was saying, you can just go really quick, give it a name and a location, and without glasses, that's all I have to do to add a stop. But I want to go deeper. So I'm just going to give it a quick Ion is like downtown Charleston. It is very popular. You should see it. So there's our description. Now I'm going to add some media. And then this was just added, Penny. I don't know if you had problems adding your photos, but I can drag and drop multiple photos at once.
Oh, cool.
So bear with. Go ahead.
No, that's what I was going to say. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, let's see if I stick my finger, my foot in my mouth here, but this should take them all. And there they are. Now I've also added, and so I'm not going to worry about the arrival message right now, but I'll go ahead and explain it. The arrival message is, because this is a native app, if you send somebody to your favorite pizza place, you can pop up as soon as they arrive and say, hey, you should try the margarita pizza. It's awesome. Talk to Jimmy. He owns the place. So Penny, as you're building these things out, or Dennis, don't forget about the arrival message. This is not a place that I want to really announce something to somebody, but what will happen is your phone will pop up as soon as they get there with your face, and it'll have your message. So it's almost like you're kind of in the car with them. And I'm going to save the stop here. I'm going to go ahead and just preview and publish it. And as we're publishing it, you can see the landing page. And we do have light and dark mode. I'm trying to get used to the dark mode. I kind of like it now. But the makeup of the landing page is very simple. So we've got this. We've got the name of the tour. We've got a call to action at the top. And this is the background image that I chose. So this is my town, Charleston. And then this is an explanation to your users how it works. So you don't have to explain how it works to anyone. And then this is the call to action, of course, to get the tour. And as you collect reviews, which is something else you can do, that people can do as they're using the tour, then you'll get some social proof. And then what we have also, as we're previewing it, is we have the tour experience. So you can look at it and go, okay, does it look right? Does it all look right? Like, what do these photos look like? And this is a place called the Old Bridge in Mount Pleasant. So Jason, these are the photos that I took the other day when I went back out. And so, anyway, it looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and publish it. And now the tour should be live. I'm thinking I'm going to get a notification somewhere. Let's go back. Yeah. So anyway, I added Ion, and here it is. And so I could go back into it, and I can, make edits to it, etc. But I'm happy with it. So I am going to go back, and that's kind of the nature of the tour. So, now that we have a tour, I'm going to go and basically share it. So, this is how I use it every day. There are a couple of different ways to use it. And do you guys have any questions or anything? I know, Jason, we've spoken about it.
Yeah, I'm good with everything so far.
Okay. Dennis, how about you?
I'm pretty clear. Can you hear me all right? I'm not getting feedback from my microphone, so I'm thinking I might have to leave and come back.
Yeah, you're a little bit quiet, but I can still hear you.
All right.
Yeah, so there are a couple of ways to use these tours. One of them being you could share it right from the tour library. And this is the current tour library. And in this particular account, I have the ability to add 25 tours. But I can share it here, and I can just find somebody in the database. Let's see. Who do we have in this database? Well, this is a new database. So I can just add a contact on the fly and share this tour. and they'll be saved as a contact. I'll put myself in here. So, you know, you're kind of doubling up by adding a new person to your CRM at the same time. So now I'm going to send it. Oh, well, I'm already in this account, but you guys get the idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing I wanted to show you guys is how do you actually use it like out in the wild? So here are some people. We've got Apollos here, and I can use this share tool and share a tour. So here is where I would share the Understand Charleston. I share it with him, and now we've got, notice that it's shared. And then this is the email that went out to Apollos to share the tour with him. And this is a filter for those things. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So that's all I really kind of wanted to show you today is the tour that we're working on. Jason, do you want to talk a little bit about, you know, how you're feeling on as far as the overall strategy, or, you know, do you want to share with them what our kind of plan is?
You mean as far as what we've got planned for Charleston in particular? I mean, with the different tours. Yeah, I mean, we're really just going to be breaking up the areas of town, really in, you know, top 10 neighborhoods with pools. You know, tennis, pickleball is big down this way. So one is, you know, neighborhoods in Summerville, South Carolina, which is a suburb of Charleston with pickleball courts. And so we're going to just really start getting a full library, really every area of town, if you will. Nat, I did have a question before we kind of moved into that, though.
Yeah.
As far as sharing it like on Facebook,
yeah,
is that just something where you capture the link and then create an ad on Facebook?
Yeah, let me show you. So I'm going to go to a tour. I'm going to copy the link, and then this is where you could plug it right in, and, you know, you can check the link. And this is, you know, what will get shared on you know, you could run an ad to this link, or of course share it anywhere.
Yeah, well, because, you know, on Facebook you can create a business page, and from there you can pay $5 a day or whatever to kick these out, and then you can boost those posts.
Yep.
And you can target anywhere in the country that you want to show people these videos to, in a 50 mile radius if you've not done it. So just wanted to kind of clarify how that went down there.
Yep. Just copy the link and share it. In fact, that's something that we're doing. We intend to, we have a company that we're going to hire that's, you know, really good at Facebook ads, and they're going to, you know, somehow determine how they can find people that are interested in moving to Charleston. So that's part of our big picture plan, is to target on Google and Facebook, you know, people that are actually considering moving here. So that's what we intend to do. So, and what we've been doing is we've been kind of running out and getting all these photos, and I wanted to also, I don't know if I'm hoping you guys can hear it, but I wanted to share with you. Let me just bear with me for a second, guys. You guys still see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, so I wanted to get in and show you, like, I've been recording audio recordings, and I'm hoping you can hear them. Let me just see about this. Hold on one second. Tour experience. So see these little icons right here? So there's a little audio recorder. I mean, a play button and a camera. So this is the audio I recorded. Tell me if you can hear this. The old bridge is one of my favorites from the past. When I was a kid, I would ride my BMX. Yes. You guys can hear it? Okay, give it a listen, because this, imagine being in the car with these people, because, you know, the goal is to, like, let people take themselves around. And so this is me sitting in the car with them, explaining this so they can preview this before they get there to decide if they want to go. And they're looking at the photos here, of course. and I'm excited about it. But let me just play this for a minute. The old bridge is one of my favorites from the past. When I was a kid, I would ride my BMX bike down here and fish and crab with my friends. It used to be the only way to get to Sullivan's Island, which was way before my time, and now it is a public park. It overlooks the backside of Sullivan's Island, and you can see the ocean, the harbor, of course, downtown Charleston. It is a great place to get your steps in. Just make sure to bring some sunscreen, of course, and get ready to just enjoy the day here. Lots of nice salt breezes and beautiful views. There is a video attached to this one, so check out the video, and thanks for taking the tour.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Nice.
thank you. Yeah, I know, Jason, you've been a little bit wrapped around the axle of like preparing, because I know all this camera stuff is relatively new to you.
Yes.
And
Somewhat,
I feel like
somewhat me stretching or coming out of my comfort zone in a big way. That's for sure.
yeah,
But I love it. I'm all in it. I'm all in on it.
yeah. And I really feel like we've been kind of scripting these things out. I know you've been kind of approaching the audio like, okay, I'm going to have to write this out and think about it and rehearse it and stuff. But I feel like the power is to just kind of freestyle it and just talk as if you were telling your friend from college, what's it like here? Because then I think it kind of rings a little bit more genuine than this, like script that you're stressed about. So that's my only.
Nat's got a good way though. He's able, I mean, with his time and his experience doing this, he has just a way of speaking that makes it you just get comfortable listening to him. So I've got a lot of work to do. Let's just say that.
Well, I'm comfortable listening to you right now, Jason. So
well, hey, look at there.
I think you're already there.
We're making progress then, right?
Right, we're making progress. So yeah, that's and then this other little icon here is the video that I had made a while back that I added to it. So I think this is a really good way to also make a blueprint to build your YouTube channel. So you got 5 stops, and I think that's sort of where you guys are in your journey, right, Dennis? Is kind of getting ready to start doing some video.
Absolutely. That's what we're looking to do on a couple of different fronts, but definitely to introduce people to the tours.
Yeah, so you're going to use it to promote the tours. That's the first step.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's great. How are you feeling about it, Penny? Are you going to be? Have you done videos before?
No, not really. I had a friend interview me once, but that was about it. And I don't have a problem as long as I have a script in front of me.
Okay.
But one question I do have is, so are you in the tour right now so that you can see the stops and then like where the video and the audio is? Because
Yeah.
that page. Okay.
Yeah, let me show you. It's right here, and very soon see this little popcorn trail up here. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, so very soon these will be live links, so you'll be able to navigate through the 4 parts of building and the tour, by these things up top.
Oh, by clicking out top. Okay.
Yeah, so but were you going to ask like where do you add the audio?
Yeah, and I can't get if I want. So I went into my one that I've already created, and I remember seeing like where it is, like where you add audio. I can see where the video is, but where you add video, but I don't know why I can't get to the adding audio now after the fact.
Okay, so did you see this voice record?
No, can you scroll up a minute?
Yep.
So are you in each stop?
Yes, I sure am. I am in a stop.
Yeah,
that's where you do it.
That's right.
Yeah, that's where you do it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, it's actually step 3, media in the stop.
Yeah, record your voice. Okay.
Yeah, and this is yep.
But the page you were on before, it was almost like you're about to go into it as a tourist.
Yes, the landing page.
Yeah.
Yeah, the landing page, but it looked like can you go back to where you were?
Sure.
I'm going to watch you.
Oh. All right, where was I? Here we go. Okay. Yeah. So basically, you go into each stop to add it, and then are you trying to get to the landing page itself? Is that what you're
Yeah, I
asking?
think I think that's the landing page, but can you no, this is like editing it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, this is I am editing it right now, and I'm basically making my way through the process. So I'm right here at the add stops and media.
Yeah, I think it's at the next step that she's speaking of.
Oh, the
Okay.
preview.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you hit preview is where that's
Yeah.
what she's.
a-
I think that was what.
And then that's where you hit, if you scroll down for a minute, and that's where you hit the audio, and that's where you like could hit the video right now. Oh, maybe you
Yeah,
can't.
actually,
No.
we decided not to put, and I would love your input on this. We decided not to put audio on the landing page simply because we didn't want to make it too much of a lift for people. We just wanted them to very quickly get in and make a landing page. Like all I had to do was name it, add the background image, and give it a little description, and the rest of
Yeah,
it was
no,
done.
yeah, I think that this is great. I think that they're in the car, they're driving, they see this page, they start clicking drive, right? That, or,
Yep,
get started or whatever, get the tour or whatever. I think
yep,
this is plenty fine.
yeah.
I think
I'll
I
tell
don't
you.
want to overwhelm people.
Right,
But Jason,
right.
do you know what I'm talking about?
Where?
Do you understand what I'm talking about? Where I'm like, how did you get to that page that you can like play the audio where you were, Matt?
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. So this is actually in the tour experience. I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question. So
I don't, yeah, it's okay.
yeah, at the preview and publish section, we've got the landing page here. So I can look at the marketing piece
Hmm.
essentially, like this is what will go on Facebook or wherever. And then
Yeah.
I've got the tour experience. And so the tour experience is actually just for us, the people making the tour. And it's so we can look at it and verify, like, okay, it looks like all the
Oh,
stops are there. And then this is where we can go in and, look at the photos and make sure that they
okay.
look okay, right?
That's where I was. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. No problem. Yeah, so as you're adding the stops, this is where you add the audio and the video. And I would encourage you to go ahead and work on adding the audio because it's just as easy as what I just did, which is like telling a friend about this one place in your town, and that's all you have to do. And I think that's really great. The video is, there's a little bit more friction there. You got to like get in front of the camera. I think it will enrich it for sure, but I wouldn't want you to like stop the wheels of progress. What I would like, probably do, or at least what Jason and I are doing, is we decided to like first of all focus on all the stops. So we got 20 stops, and then we took 2 days, and we drove around, and I popped up the drone, and we shot and just had a good time talking and driving around town and kind of getting excited about it. And so we came back, and then I've been adding all of the photos. So we started by building the whole tour, all the stops, and then we're making a second pass and we're adding photos. And then the third, and as I'm adding photos, I'm like, okay, well, let me just try this voice recording. And it's just real simple. It's just like, I know all these places intimately, right? So it's just
Hmm.
simple record. And I don't think we're going to be able to do it while we're on the line together. But it's just, you can delete it if you don't like it. You can preview it, and just real quick. And that's kind of what I like about it. And I do like the idea. And obviously I'm a big fan of this, right? So, but I do like the idea of like being in the car and having people listen to my voice as they're learning about my town. So,
Hmm.
and really the driver for this is, and let me show you my website. Um, can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
are you still just seeing the one tab? I think you're just seeing the
just the
one
one
tab.
tab.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me just stop sharing for a second. And yeah, let me see. So I'm going to share this screen now.
I
See my
your
website? It's actually Jason's website now.
Jason's. Yeah.
Yeah, which is another thing that Jason and I are working on. So I have a way to parse out my website to Jason, so all my team members have their own website that kind of looks like mine. But basically, where was I going? Oh, so I have been offering out this self-guided GPS tour on my website, and in this case, it takes you to a landing page, and it just started working so well that, that's how we made it for the industry. But what I found is, like, if I click, well, the questions, oh, bear with me for a second. Let me show you. I also have this not on YouTube tour. Ignore this for a minute. But, what I found in my original GPS tour before Clientown was I would get people to answer these questions, and they would tell me that they were like, let me get to it. Like, oops. They would tell me that they need us a year or more, but they would still get the tour. So that's what encouraged us to say, okay, we need the ability to share content in this tour. So assume they may use this app even if they're not in the car driving around in Charleston. So anyway, that's what prompted that
Cool.
thought,
Mhm.
Let me stop sharing. Yeah. So that is sort of the big project we've been working on, but we kind of started with, okay, the big picture, 10,000 feet. How are we going to put this together? We said, okay, we want to first take people all around Charleston. And so we kind of plotted it out, and it's probably takes somebody a day to get around and see all the areas, but that's sort of part of our value proposition. It's like, look, we don't want you to make a bad decision when moving here. That's why we put together these YouTube videos. That's why we put together these tours, so you can understand the area intimately before, buying. So that's sort of just our strategy, right? And
Yeah.
that's how every buyer that comes in, because they find me on YouTube, that's primarily how I get my business, is reload business. And so I'm like, okay, let's cherry pick homes in each part of town that are going to likely be an option for you. And then at the end of the day, you have the ability to say, I do like this area, but I don't like this area. And that happens in like a couple of hours. And then the search becomes so much more focused. I'm not sure if you guys do something similar, Penny, but we get a lot of reload business in Charleston. So that's sort of how we do it, is to save time. So we're not, pinballing all over town for 3 weeks,
Yeah, well, that makes sense, because I even have people that have lived here their whole entire lives that are pinballing everywhere. So then,
Yeah.
I can go send them on a tour, even though they've lived here for like 80 years. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. So what are you thinking, Dennis?
I like it a lot, and I think the sooner we get into, I'm also interested in videos from another standpoint, and that is that it's much easier to gain trust on a video. They've already seen you, they've already heard your voice, they already um, know, kind of your patterns, what you enjoy, what you like, what you
Yeah, and if you guys can't hear Dennis too well, what he's saying is he's got interest in videos for other reasons, which is, and sorry to reiterate this for you guys, but I think your audio is pretty low. But what he's saying is that he wants the ability to build a relationship from a distance.
Yeah.
And what I've found is you're catching people pretty high up in the funnel. They can be there. I've had people say, "Hey, we're coming and we're going to buy something tomorrow." But also I've had people come and, want to get to know the whole area. And part of our plan is to go up and down the coast, because that's what's happening with us on the East Coast is people come down, they want to be on the southern eastern border. So it's like they're coming to Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Beaufort, Hilton Head, and Savannah. So we're going to build tours for all those cities. And if they pick Hilton Head, then I'll refer someone out, or we'll build our team out down there. So that's part of our plan. We're starting in Charleston. We're starting in one place, but very quickly, I could put together a tour in a weekend on Hilton Head,
Okay.
and run some ads down there. Sorry for you Hilton Head agents that are down there, but you can get Clientown and do the exact same thing I'm doing. But yeah, that's our plan, is to try to help people filter the coast, and also, selfishly, we don't want to get in the car if someone's like got one toe in Hilton Head and one toe in Myrtle Beach and maybe 1 foot in Charleston. You know what I mean? We want people to decide where they want to be before we start showing them homes. I mean, it's just, time is valuable for everybody. And also I have found that people like doing things on their own. They just need some direction. They don't know where to go, but they don't want an awkward car ride or, brand new person. They want to go enjoy the day. So I'm excited about it.
No.
Yeah, I'm excited to see y'all's tours too. So
Well, I haven't been to I have not been to Charleston, and I really would love to. So I may have to tell me to send me the link. And I'm not moving there, but I would love to come visit. So
okay,
Great
all
place.
right. Never say never. Never
I
say never.
know. As of right now, tomorrow might be a different story.
Right. Once you get here, no,
Yeah,
absolutely. We'll go on the tour with you though, because I'd love to do that. So,
that
but
would be nice.
anytime. Okay, so we were talking video. I'm sorry to have interrupted you, Dennis. But we were talking about, what I'd like to do, if Jason, if you don't mind, can I show you guys a little bit of Jason's very first video,
Yes.
since you're getting ready to embark on that? Jason, do you mind?
I don't mind at all.
Okay.
I'm getting better.
Yeah. Well, I joke, I've got some good blackmail material. So if I ever need money, I've got like B-roll of him seriously
out.
flubbing it, like in a big way. No, I'm kidding with you, Jason.
The B-roll might sell it all, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to. Do you guys? Oh, you probably don't see what's popping up. I'm gonna share
No.
it when I'll stop sharing here for a minute. Okay, come on. Here it is. Let me just open it up and then I'll share it with you guys. Okay, here we go. All right. You guys see the editor? Excuse me.
Yes.
Okay, this is Jason's very first video. And tell me if you can hear it, okay?
Hey y'all, I'm Jason Martin with Team Local.
It's soft.
It's muted.
Okay.
Or a little bit, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll turn it up.
Hey y'all, I'm Jason Carton with Team Local here in Charleston, South Carolina.
Is it choppy?
Live right next to Shin Creek in the old
No, it's soft, but I can hear it.
bridge here in Mount
The
Pleasant.
video's good though.
This is a public area which was once the only bridge to Sullivan's Island and Isle Palms. It's now been converted to a fishing pier, but it's also a great place to get your morning run in, launch a kayak, or kick back and watch the ships come in. You'll find it on our self-guided GPS tour. There's a link right above, and it includes all of Charleston. So if you're new to town, you'll be able to become local fast. Just click the link and follow the prompts. So now let me show you how to save some time on the website. If you click into any one of them, you'll find easy access to every price range, all the different property types, as well as these niche properties. You'll find specific homes unique to living in the South also, like homes with screened-in porches or homes with pools. Now, you'll never be forced to give your email address, but if you do create an account, you'll get some helpful tools that will definitely help you with the property search. Now, let me give you an example. I'll click into the Mount Pleasant page here. Now, I'll select homes from the 800K to 900K range. You see this little wrench right here. You can make changes to any of these built for you pages by changing the price point, amenities, etc. Let's go ahead and bump the price to 1.1. There we go. You can also choose homes only right here by clicking single family detached, and then make whatever other changes you need, like the number of stories or if you need a fence in yard. You just scroll down to the bottom and click save and search. And so when you come back to the website and log back in, you'll be able to return the save search up here in the top right corner. And if you'd like me to know what interests you, look out for the green heart on each property. Those are your favorites, and it'll make it easy to set appointments when the time is right. All right, a few more things. First of all, make sure to look for this Y register link to set up your account.
No,
And then second,
this is
make sure
still
to
yet
press
to
the
be
not
edited.
mentioned to.
Unfinished.
This is a 2-hour video now made at the Charleston. You'll probably
Yeah, so I think this. I'm going to go ahead and stop this. But I think this might be helpful for you guys because this is what we call the baseline method. And Penny, this is part of, being part of big city. So I'd love to have these masterminds with you more. But basically what Jason did is he wrote a script, or we wrote a script, and then Jason sat down and hit record once, and he recorded one long take, and it was full of mistakes, right? I mean, not terrible, Jason, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't as bad as some of the early ones. I can promise you that. It takes some time. It takes some time to kind of understand what you're trying, what the video is going to look like, and where it just takes some time to kind of come together, and it's still coming together. But I feel a lot better. I really do. I feel a lot more confident.
Yeah, I mean, so so anyway, what we did is we took one long take. And you'll see these in the courses, and we're going to get you guys in the courses too. Dennis, I'm going to add you. Penny, you should already be added in the courses. So if you haven't seen them, we'll get you in there.
Yeah, I haven't. No, I think I have. But...
Okay, yeah, but the high level is the baseline method is this. It's you write a script, you get a teleprompter, you write the script yourself if you can. So you're kind of thinking about the stops and you're thinking about your delivery as you're writing it. And then you record it all in one take, all of the mess ups and everything else. And if I could show you guys a script, I think that I don't need to show you a script right now, but basically Jason, what we did, and you can confirm this, is we broke the script up into 5 different parts. So you weren't challenged with having to read through the whole thing one time perfectly. You only had to do like a paragraph or so, and then you got a break, right?
Yeah.
So what we did, what Jason did is, every time he would come to the next part, he would say part 2, and then he would do his take. And then if he flubbed that, he'd go back and go part 2 again. And then he would do it until he was comfortable with it. And then in mashing it all together, we just went to the last part 2, and we know that that was the good take that he wanted. So you'll notice that these are all kind of cut up and sliced up. So these are all the different takes.
Okay.
And kind of mashed together. And then you'll also notice that each of these have a seam. And so what we did in designing this script is we decided to break it up on a seam, meaning like, watch.
It's local here in Charleston, South Carolina. And
see, we're on a seam here, but you don't even know it because Charleston was covering it up. So this is just like little tricks that'll help you sound really natural, and the idea is to try to get your head off of the screen as much as possible, because people aren't that interested in looking at me the whole time, and they're not learning much. So that's where the B-roll really comes in. So what kind of videos are you guys thinking about doing? What's your plan? What are your thoughts?
That's a great question. I think that we have the broad. We're going to do video, and we haven't gotten to 101 yet.
Right.
I mean, really, I think that like video of like talking about it is great, but I think if I'm going somewhere, if I'm talking about a stop, maybe just be at the stop, and just being like being my background. Or just being out in nature, or petting my animals when I'm talking,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
These are just random thoughts.
Yeah. So if you do the voiceover approach, like, just the way that we do it, and it comes off pretty, it's easy to put together if you kind of understand this little puzzle that we're making. But like if you were to start with just sitting in front of your computer and doing this baseline method where you're just kind of like telling the whole story, and it might take a little bit of work, and you could do ChatGPT, like write me a 5-minute script on Illinois or Chicago or whatever your suburb is, whatever your subject is. And then you can kind of get that framework and tweak it if you want, plug it into a teleprompter, and then you just sit in front of your camera until you're comfortable with the delivery, and you just do this one long take. And then the rest of the video goes really easy, because it's like, okay, here I got to add a picture of this. This is where I'm going to add my pets. You just go out with your iPhone and just, do a shot list, take an afternoon, boom, 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 boom. You could get a drone or get somebody with a drone if you wanted to, and, pay them to go get some aerial shots. And then you just come in, and that's what we've done. So we've just kind of layered it on top. And this is actually a video for Jason's website. It's his introductory video. And and this is kind of a big part of it too. And you're at the perfect point in your YouTube career because you can start off doing this, which is you can show the My Town tours. You know, you can say, hey, there's a My Town tour here. If you haven't seen it, if you're watching this on YouTube, look in the description and opt in and get the tour. You really do need to understand the area before you come. And then that way you're getting leads right in the CRM as a direct result of your YouTube video, as opposed to what most agents are doing is they're putting videos out there and they're just kind of hoping that someone reaches out. But we're like dangling little carrots with these tours, and I have a school tour, and you can just dangle these things like little carrots out in front of people to actually get leads. So you can obviously follow up. So that's how I would approach it.
Yeah, I like that. It's like the fishing nets. They're going to catch them, right? Because that's how they're going to click on the link. I got it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's right. Yeah.
I love
And as you start developing your tours, you know, you might have like a high-end area, or you might think like, okay, how can I get higher end people? And it might be like deep, you know, let me give you the deep water, and we're on the coast, so let me give you the deep water neighborhoods, or the 5 best neighborhoods with boat launches. And, you know, being on the water, you know, that takes a higher end client, or maybe it's golf courses or whatever it is for your market. So you can really kind of niche down with these tours and, you know, I think make a big impact. So
Country club.
Yeah, the country club, or the let me show you where to buy caviar tour. I'm just kidding.
You can really do you can do so much.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think a big one for me right now that's popping out dramatically is the farmers markets, the best farmers markets in the Lake County area.
100%. 100%. And that's all information that they cannot find on Zillow. They can't get that on Redfin, right? I mean, only you can do that.
Right.
Which is why these are so powerful. And, you know, if you do apply some video to it, but I would approach it like this, because you don't want to get hamstrung with having to do all these things. Like I would do it as Jason and I did it, which is plan the stops.
Get something out there.
Yeah, plan the stops and then go get the photos. And you'll have to go get all the photos on a Saturday or whenever they are, and then come back and plug it in, and then launch it. And then you can do the audio as well, which would be very easy. You don't have to worry about being on camera, and it's just kind of a natural conversation. And then you could go about the business of making a video for each one. Or while you're there at the, you know, with your phone or whatever, you could be like, here I am at the farmer's market. They've got great ice cream, and one of my favorites is whatever, you know. So so it can
That's
be,
what I was just thinking about.
Yeah, just pop it up, get your face on the screen. I mean, that's absolutely, you know, a way to do it. But I just would try to get it out of your mind. Like, I think you want to build a tour that's more than just stops. I think they should have photos like you started, right? Because it's rich, it's richer, right?
Yeah.
But then you've got audio you can layer in, and of course you can go deep and make video, and you know that's what we're here for with Big City.
And we were adding, you know, restaurants, local restaurants that we know in between some of the stops of the neighborhoods, just to add a little different element to it rather than just straight neighborhoods.
Yeah. So I built one that has my town physically, the high school, the library, the post office, police station, the mall, one of the newer shopping areas, the movie theater. Then here comes restaurants. So
there you go.
Wow. So that's more than 5 stops. That's good.
Yeah. I just realized that was one of them.
There's so many things you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I should connect you with the Facebook ads team that we have here, because they work with real estate agents in particular. I'll connect you guys because, you know, our plan is we're almost done with our tour, and we're going to start advertising it, and the budget will probably be $1,000 a month, and that's going to capture a lot of people that are coming here, and in order to get this tour, they're going to have to opt in, you know, and you saw how the form works. So I just think it's, so far it's been a better mousetrap for me. The first 17 years of my real estate business was calling FSBOs and expireds, which was painful, you know?
Yeah.
And now people are just attracted to the content I create. And so I would think about this as like a simple way to create content that they can't find anywhere else but right here.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
I've seen it work firsthand when we were doing some filming at the old bridge or the Pitt Street Bridge here. We were out there at the end of the dock, and this totally random dude's coming out to the dock, doesn't even know who we are out there, and Nat Wallen says his name, and Nat had helped him like 7 years ago, and
Yeah.
here we were just bumping into a stranger that had worked with Nat at one point previously. So
That's awesome.
that's the feeling, that's the energy. I was like ready to go, and it's just
Yeah.
an amazing difference in the feeling. I mean, you still obviously can have some pitfalls. They can find something else, buy somewhere else, whatever, but just the
Right.
overall energy is just totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Dennis, are
excited.
you trying to say something?
Yeah, people forget too, if you can hear me, people forget that,
I can hear you better.
okay.
It's good now.
YouTube has the second largest search engine in the world, second only to Google. And people do a lot of searching when they're on video. And they might say, they might even type in farmer's market in Lake County. And,
Yeah.
and up pops Penny's video on an entirely separate thing. And that allows her to introduce them to her.
Right.
So YouTube channels can be great because people shy away from making videos. So that gives you less competition than print and a website.
Absolutely.
And websites take a long time. It takes a long time for print and image to make people comfortable with someone, whereas video, you see them, you hear them, you get
Yeah.
the emotion in their voice, you see them petting a horse, you see them doing things. We get a real feel for what their life is like and what they can introduce to you and how you can bring them into your world. And that's just so much, I think, easier and faster once you get through that original obstacle of being uncomfortable making videos. Once you've got that behind you, I think it's a much better platform for not only organic search, but also for, like you say, for advertising. For putting,
Yeah.
the video up on Facebook.
Yeah, and Dennis,
Yeah.
as you guys are putting these things together, think about the metadata. Like if you go to my channel, it starts with moving to Charleston. Those are my main keywords, right? And so I'll do like moving to Charleston ? And then I choose to do like either discover or understand James Island. So it's like in that title, they're like scanning it and it's like, oh, that's me. I'm moving to Charleston. Oh, I do need to understand this, right? So there's the metadata aspect of it as well. And thumbnails are hugely important also. So all of those components are parts of it. But I would say probably the biggest part is, we're making long form videos and it takes some time. Doesn't have to be 30 minutes like mine are. I've got one that's an hour, but it could be 10 minutes, which is long. And what YouTube likes is, they're in business to show ads to people. And if they see that they're watching 50% of a video or more, then there are two buckets to think about with YouTube. There's what you talked about, which is the search part of the algorithm, where it's like, okay, someone types in Charleston, I'm going to pop up, hopefully. But then YouTube is like, okay, this guy's good because people are watching this for a long time. That's why we do long form. And then anytime someone types in Charleston, like I'm being found a lot more, not based on search, but because it's being recommended to people.
It's being featured. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Featured. Right. Yeah. It's being featured. That's right. Yeah. So I've seen a lot of growth from that, where it's like I'm getting recommended, like people are typing in restaurants or Charleston and they're getting me, and I'm just showing. It's not real estate heavy. It's more, let me show you my town. I lived here my whole life. And part of the reason I asked Jason to kind of comment a little bit is like he did a great job on his first video. I mean, like, took him a couple days to get comfortable. But the idea is to like invite somebody into your living room, like you were saying, Dennis. So So, have a background that looks nice. I wouldn't do a green screen. I wouldn't do it fake. You want to have a nice, pleasant experience. I kind of liken it to like
Raw.
entering into either a Family Dollar or an Apple store. There's two totally different experiences. And just, and by getting yourself off of the screen and getting those, getting the B-roll in there and showing people your town, and like we'll show maps, and we'll go over that on another, in another mastermind. But there's a whole little recipe to make it a really great experience. And you noticed in Jason's video, we're peppering in the website because we want people to like take action and see what the website is and all that. So all of that is linked in the description. So when we're showing an area, it's typically like, and if you want to see homes for sale, here's where you find it on the website, and just click here and click here. Oh, don't forget to get this as well. So a lot of agents are like, hey, like and subscribe to get more. But we're saying like, get this from my website, because if they do that, like one of these tours, then they're actually going to get into our CRM. So it's a way to extract people off of the internet and into our real estate world, which is why we made the My Town Tours. So.
Love that.
All right, guys, I'm going to end this recording, but we can keep talking, of course, but it's running a little bit long. I'm just going to end it. But let me just say, first off, thank you if you tuned in and you listened to this whole thing. This was the first maiden voyage live YouTube video for Clientown. Thank you, Penny, Jason, and Dennis for being with us here. And I'm going to end this recording, and we're going to probably chat for a little bit longer. So thanks. All right. Bye, everyone. Oh, don't forget to check in the description. There's a link to the tours there as well. You can learn more about it at clientown.com. Little shameless self-promotion for the end. Thanks.